Hi, ladies and gents. My name is Zach Darian, and today I'm going to be telling you about this wonderful game called Minetest. For many of you who are not aware, there's this game called Minecraft. For those of you that aren't familiar with it, it's essentially Legos but on the computer. 12-year-old suburban kids play it. This game, Minetest, is very similar to Minecraft, but there are some huge fundamental differences that I'll point out as we go along. Well, firstly, Minetest doesn't have a bunch of suburban 12-year-olds playing it. In fact, we don't have anybody playing it at all. It's pretty great. Now, let's go directly into the game structure. One of the major differences between Minecraft and Minetest is this structure that you're seeing right now. Minecraft is a much more monolithic program and has no modular structure like what you see here. Minetest is a block grid or voxel engine that has function calls to the graphics engine called Erlicht, and some audio server. The significance of which audio server is used isn't really important. A voxel engine is not a game unto itself though, so we have the base game, which establishes the fundamental gameplay mechanics. The base game is like a mod. There are plenty of different ones. On top of the base game, we have individual mods that affect and extend that base game, which brings us to another difference between Minecraft and Minetest. Mojang has made empty promises about a modding API since the conception of the game, promises that have not been fulfilled. Minetest's whole architecture is based on mods. There's no single base game, they're all mods on top of the engine, and there are tons of mods to put on top of those base games. It's really the perfect modding API. Erlicht is a 3D graphics engine. Careful now, there's a difference between a 3D engine and a game engine. A game engine includes things other than 3D graphics, such as sound and file access and things of that sort. One thing that no Minecrafter will ever deny is that the graphics engine is terribly inefficient. That has been a problem throughout all of the game's existence, and no matter how much Mojang claims to make it better, the lag just continues to get worse. Erlicht is a rather remarkable graphics engine though, because you won't find many other engines that include support for the ranges of hardware and protocols that Erlicht does. Not many graphics engines support DirectX and OpenGL together. Not many graphics engines support HLSL and GLSL shaders simultaneously. Beside the support, this engine is also very, very fast. It is the single fastest graphics engine that I am familiar with. When implementing realistic lighting, the method of deferred shading is the preferred method. I don't believe anyone has actually implemented a pre-pass shading module for Erlicht, but I'm not bothered by that. Deferred shading is noticeably faster. In my humble opinion, Erlicht is a graphics engine of complete superiority, and it's absolute shame that so few people actually know about it. Now, I told you that nobody had implemented a pre-pass shading as a module, but that does not mean that it hasn't been implemented. Besides Minetest, Erlicht is behind another game called SuperTuxKart, which I'll put on the screen right now. SuperTuxKart's a fun Mario Kart-esque racing game. SuperTuxKart developers have implemented pre-pass shading in their game, but the code is so integrated with the game itself that a module can't easily be built from it at this time. I've already said much of what there is to say about Minetest itself. It's really just a block engine. It's a layer on top of Erlicht and some sound server that provides a grid in which graphical blocks can be stored. It also creates the player and manages the camera. It gives the basic controls and methods for movement and interaction with the things around you. The engine itself is not a game. If you want to call it a game, it's really not a fun one. That brings us forward to the base game. There are plenty of base games available to the user. The one endorsed and contributed to by the maintainer of Minetest is Minetest Game, but Minetest Game is extremely simple, there isn't much to it. Then you have games that are modified versions of Minetest games, such as Real Test, Carbone, Dream Builder. There are also other completely independent games like Big Freaking Dig. Now, careful with what I just said, that's dig with a G. you dig with a shovel. So yeah, there are plenty of different base games, and I have some video demonstrations of them here. First I'll show you Carbone, then Minetest Game, and then Real Test. Here is Carbone. And here's Minetest Game. And here's Real Test. Now it might just be me, but Real Test looks a lot more like Minecraft than the other base games that I've shown you. If I'm not mistaken, many of the textures have been directly copied as well. To extend any given base game, there is a set of mods that can be applied. These are all Lua scripts. They are scripts written in the language called Lua. That's all the base games are too, just some Lua scripts. You can have Lua mods adding things like new blocks or trees. There are inventory mods, some much like a Minecraft mod called Not Enough Items, which some of you 12-year-olds might be aware of. Well, to conclude, Minetest is a game inspired by Minecraft, but it has a framework that bears much more potential than Minecraft's wildest dreams. Where Minecraft fails to be ideologically consistent or fails to be technically excellent, Minetest is both of these things. Not only do I encourage Minecraft players to play this game, but I also encourage game developers to take notice. It's a remarkable piece of technology.